Howdy everybody, I am Kolik and this is Summoner's War. So we're back again today with an episode on how to attack. And I haven't even looked at the new guild that we're fighting, but let's take a look. Okay, so we have a yellow tower, a yellow tower, a yellow tower, a few green ones that are a +2 and +1. Alright, so we haven't won the war yet. Let's take a look at our swords. This is kind of useful information. It tells you about, I got about half of Steel Hordes of the guild left. Now, some of these could be people who are strong, some people are people who are weak. You know. So I'm going to go ahead and I want to hit the green towers for the guild. And then I'll choose one of the yellow ones. So let's see what this guy's got. Alright, so he's got a, Wadam, which of course everybody wants, right? Who doesn't want Wadam? And he's got this group. All right, so both these teams I would not rate very highly. All right, there's multiple ways to attack these on a budget for both of them. The reason why I can say that is that this team, there's only one damage dealer. Okay, if you bring a win team, you can snipe Ritesh with a single shot from Copper. There's no other threat here. Okay, unless Veramos goes ham for a lot. And without dots, no armor break, I just don't see it happening. Okay, you only need a middling heals. A easily Delphoi supported Copper team can handle this no problem whatsoever. Okay, but Copper can also handle the first team, provided he doesn't have a lot of shields on his guy and your Copper is strong enough. You could Katarina either team. Okay, you could use Tsarian on the first team. Tsarian, Theomars, and Chasun would also work on the first team. You can actually probably Lucian the first team, which seems crazy to suggest, but you could probably do that, and that might work too. But I think that's a bit riskier if Jasun's on Nemesis, maybe. It might not work out as well as you'd like, or Sheeprox the Violent. Um, I think that's got a little bit more inherent risk than a Katarina. Well, Katarina, though, I think is more risky on Team 1 than Team 2, because if you threw all three swords into Chasun, Chasun could then full heal Theomars, maybe proc a Violent or something, doing the Muse, put Wadam out of range, and you might lose because of that. So, while I'm saying that you can Katarina Team 1, you don't have to Katarina Team 1. You could use Katarina on Team 2. And this is what I don't like about these two teams. There's no Stripper. There's no Armor Breaker in all 6 units except Theomars. There's just not a lot of kill potential here. They don't really pose a threat. I don't even know why this tower is still green just looking at these units. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run Katarina on the first team. No, on the second team. I'll make up my mind. Really, guys. Now, I'm going to use this, and I'm going to go find my Delphoi and smash him real good. Alright, and then I'm going to use my Katarina on the second team. And both these teams should work out fine. This should be a very high win rate on these. Now, no win rate's perfect. Okay, and people complain about the Marsh parking a lot. Okay, yeah, get that. Anyway, but you got to think about it math-wise. You're doing 12 different battles a week, 3 times, right? So there's going to be 36 Theomars you're probably facing, right? On average, I think it's somewhere around 9% that he procs 2 extra turns, so he goes 3 times on turn 1. Alright? Well, you're doing 36 fights. And so that'll happen on average several times a week. And this is an important point. You want to be able to deal with the fact that Theomars might do that. So I'm going to try. So this is on this team here. You'll notice Messity is the fastest. Obviously, he's on Swift runes. My Copper's on guard something something. I want to have a guard rune set so that he has high enough defense to bypass other people's resistance. If you have a big rage set, you could easily go with that instead. Man, I might consider going that later at a time. It will actually probably hit harder. Your Delphoid, you want to be fast with violent preferably and some accuracy. He wants to be able to do things like reset Theomars. See if we can get a nice reset. Increase the cooltime. I'll proc the violent. Now Theomars pretty much is not going to be able to kill anything. With immunity up, he doesn't do squat. I guess I did lose my defense break. Alright, this ability actually scales pretty well with speed. And if you apply a slow to Theomars, it slows him down considerably. Alright, we didn't get that. Alright, oh, we get some extra turns. We'll slow Theomars down again, and we'll see. Up, bye-bye. That's pretty much how this team works. It's very consistent, and you can pretty much just auto right here. Because what's Justine gonna do? It gets 3 units. She's gonna have to proc a lot. She just did 2 proc twice, but she's gonna have to proc a lot more than that. Now, if you don't have a Delphoid, something else that you can run is an Emma. In that kind of team, she provides a heal. She doesn't provide immunity. She gets a backup defense break. She's got a strip. She's got a glance. Both those work well. But she's not going to give a defense buff to Copper, so you're not going to be able to hit as hard. If you need to be able to hit as hard, sometimes you'll run up the Fire Panda, which is fusible. Or alternatively, you could just run Bulldozer. But Bulldozer means that you're not going to hit it hard as getting a Copper. On guys that you have that you can assume have very high health, like Wadam, which should be built incredibly tanky, it may not be enough. Which is why you could use, say, Tsarian and shut him down. Now these guys, they you can tell one difference between this team and a higher ranked team is these guys don't have any will runes. They didn't have any will runes on the last team. They didn't have any here. They're relying on immunity. Well, I'd have preferred to kill Ritesh. Oh, I'm not even going to get the kill on that guy. I'm just going to do this first attack on him. Ritesh is going to heal him, I know. The shield's going to vanish off Ritesh. That's why I didn't bother attacking him. Alright, let's see if we can wallop Ritesh down a little bit. Now, I probably shouldn't have done that. I should probably have done the first attack because Katarina doesn't need to heal. I was trying to apply a slow to Ritesh, but that didn't work. Ritesh is the threat, so that's why I'm trying to provide the attack bar reduction. Plus, of course, right now I couldn't even attack by the production that guy. So, okay. Now I do have my QB on Despair, so I could also proc stuns and stuff like that. I don't think Katarina's sword was up. I think I need one more hit. Yep. Now Ritesh will probably... Okay, he didn't proc a violent. Whew. Well, I was going to say, he's probably going to need to... He's probably going to do his heal, but on himself. But that didn't happen either. Now he procs his heal. And this may outwin it outright or may not. Yeah, alright. But this is on auto now. As you can tell, the only real threat this guy team could possibly face is if I don't kill Ritesh, which is what happened. He armor breaks Katarina. He violence. He doesn't need to heal, which he did in this case, so it wouldn't have mattered. Okay? If all those things occur, then you can lose. Which is why I rate that team. It's like a D. It's easily attacked, and it has low threat value, and is unlikely to take out any of your units, even if it gets the violence. So, all right. This team is another team that's very popular in Guild Wars. It's another team that I think is incredibly vulnerable to Katarina. Basically the worst thing that you could have here on Katarina is 3 procs into Veramos. And the reason I say 3 procs into Veramos is because you go 3 procs into Theomars. Then it procs is Endure, obviously. You can't take 120k. Okay? But you can follow it up with her second nuke, and unless Theomars is proc violence, decided to target Katarina and successfully, killed her, sorry, then your second nuke on Katarina will just outright kill it. And after that, it's Veramos and Jasun, and they can't do enough damage. Jasun's not going to naturally attack Katarina at all, so we have Veramos that might attack Katarina, and he's just not going to be able to output enough damage to kill her before your shield and combo come back up again. So I rate that as pretty poor. Now this one is a more interesting defense. He's got a Fire Panda. A Fire Panda. See, this kind of defense has got one threat. And that threat is Leica. Okay, Leica can hit hard, but he doesn't have attack buff. So he's not going to be able to do a 40k nuke, say, to Jasun. Alright? Fire Panda really doesn't output a lot of damage. Okay? So, what we could do is we could do a Stripper and a tank of some sort, and finally Theomars, say, and that would work perfectly fine. So let's see, what kind of tank do we want? Well, let's stay with the easy stuff. So let's go with Bella for a strip. Now I bet my Bella is not going to be fast enough. It's 183. It's not a team I build very much. Alright, so Theomars is 199. So let's go with a different team. We'll go with the ultra safe team. It's boring and it's very, very safe. He has 1 damage threat and he has nothing he can do against anybody. He has very little healing capability, really. It's just going to be annoying to get rid of his shields, but I do have a Stripper and her. This is a kind of a stable team. Now, I would rather probably gone with Bella, but my Bella was obviously not tuned fast enough. And that's because I really don't use Bella very much anymore. I should make her faster next arena reset. Rune Free Removal Day. Wow, okay. So let's see if we can kill just Leica right off the bat. Almost. And that's the problem with Leica. Okay? Leica, straight up, is pretty vulnerable to Theomars. Especially if he does nothing like he did there. Alright, strip the wheel runs. Glance is not going to do anything, but what I'm trying to do is actually just knock some of these shields and stuff down. Alright. We'll go ahead and heal up Jasun. Oh, he got the heal from Wusa. Okay. So we'll go ahead and poke him a little bit more. Give me an attack buff again. DMRs go back to full, and that's the end of Leica. As I said, pretty safe team. It's kind of boring, though, because, well, your Eladrill should, if you have this team, and you can run a Brienne instead. Eladrill is a little bit stronger because he's got a purge. Brienne, though, makes it very hard to choose for the enemy AI to choose what to target. So Brienne is pretty strong too, and it pretty much just comes down to having some resist and some speed on your Reser. And if you do, then it's very difficult for them to actually do anything to you. At HP, Eladrill is rocking a lot of hit points in here. I don't even know what, but it's a lot. Not even Perna fully buffed can one-shot my Eladrill. Of course, it is Perna though I'm talking about. Perna, go 5 times or whatever. All right, so hit Jacin once, please. All right, so that's easy. All right, so she's got going after Chloe, makes it easy. Let's look at attack bars. I think my Katarina can steal a turn. We'll do an attack bar reduction. Oh, well, okay. So, now if I stole a turn, I would attack here, and then I attack there. Sorry, guys. Solicitors. They always want your money, don't they? Come buy this new thing I got. It's only $29,335. Alright, so this team, we'll choose this one to attack. This looks interesting. So the Firehawk has this ability where he's going to move, to remove harmful effects on the ally, and heal. So this is actually pretty cool in Guild Wars because there's so few people with him. And you're looking at a tanky Rakan and a tanky Wind Panda. So the idea here is going to be Rakan armor breaks. Fire Panda armor breaks something. Rakan goes and hits it for a lot of damage with his collapse. Yep, I can definitely see that. It should work. Okay. Down here. Whew. We're talking a Kumon, a Perna, and a Damarsh. Now, what is the threat here? The threat really is Damarsh, not Perna. He has no attack buff, and his only armor break is from Theomars. So what we will want to do is bring in something that can handle that. And there's 2 different options that we could run with. Okay, we could run a somewhat safer team like this, or we could run Saurian lead. Alright, now the Saurian lead means that it basically will cut the chance of Theomars landing his armor break by about 50%-ish. Because quite frankly, it's the Theomars aren't room for accuracy, so he's basically probably going to have 0 accuracy, so every point of resistance actually can matter. It's the weird thing about accuracy and resistance. Your resistance only matters if they don't have accuracy. That's kind of weird when you think about it as a system, designed system. So what we have here is fire, fire, fire. And now we have this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring in against this team, we will bring in what? Well, I like the fact that he's got triple passives for me, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring in Desarian here. All right. Yep, that should work just fine. Now, the problem that he has made here, and this is a big mistake, is that he is fire, fire, fire. Well, guess what? That means that I know exactly what he's going to attack. And that is when Armada can come into play. Now, Armada is not going to be able to just take this forever on its own. You need to be able to have something that can heal her. So we're going to go ahead and give her with Emma. Now, Emma is pretty good in the Guild Wars because she's got that resistance lead. That'll prevent taunts, dots, and armor breaks from potentially landing. So that's pretty cool. Alright. So I have a Chow. Okay. A Chow should do pretty okay here. You could run a Stella instead if you wanted. You could run pretty much any straight up water damage dealer. You may want to be careful about running someone incredibly fragile like, say, Tark. Okay? Because they could have revenge. But they have no AoE. Alright? And that's a big point. They have no AoE, they just have counterattack. So this team he's going to have to go have his Rakan on Violent basically to win this fight. I mean, it doesn't really even matter. He's got no sustain and the wrong elements he's basically is bringing. Alright, so let's go ahead and see. If I apply glancing, it's really not going to matter who I apply glancing to because the Firehog's going to remove it. So the question is, who do I want to kill first? See, they didn't even break the shield. I'm going to go ahead and take out one of his healers. Healer applies to everything. So I'm going to hit focus on Tark. It doesn't have counterattack up yet, so I'm going to go ahead and try and do that. It didn't work. I'll go ahead and try and strip Rakan. That did work. That gives me a little bit more of attack bar boost. See, he's armor broken and basically still not doing enough. Alright, and now I got medical support back up. Don't build a defense like this, guys. If you have your opponents have any reasonable brains, they'll have built they can have a Armada built up, and your entire team is completely useless. Okay. Oh look, he collapsed me for 3k. I mean, seriously, he collapsed me for 3 flippin' k. If I was armor broken, it'd have been 6k. I don't have an attack buff. I don't even have a defense break, and I don't need them. That's why you should not build a team like this. This team, in my opinion, now I am attacking it right now with a Nat 5. I admit but really truthfully, the MVP that makes this attack possible is this one right here. And it doesn't really matter. She's got a purge too, in case you didn't know, which makes this even funnier because you don't really need to use it, but you can purge. So I have 2 units with purge, okay? And you'll notice again, look at Armada, alright? She's barely scratched. It's not like my Armada has top tier runes. She's got some runes that are just like, she's probably my 30th unit I rune or something like that. And it doesn't matter. She's just that strong when she applies, okay? And to be honest, with the number of good fire attackers out there, she does apply a lot more than you would think. You got Rakans to deal with, you got Parnas, you got Lycas, you got lots of things. Let's see if I can get another purge off. I did. I got that. Alright. I put a little glancing on there. I clicked an extra time. Not quite used to this interface. What can I say? Alright. Oh, look at that. Alright, so, None of the debuffs applied, right? It's just neither of these guys are ruined accuracy. So pretty much I did that. Now you want your, in this kind of setup, you want to make sure your tunes, so that Sassoon moves first, then Tessarion, then Theomars, okay? And the reason why you want to do this is because of this exact reason, but also because you want to be able to say, like, if they do full damage to your, let's prevent a shield from going up. You do full damage to your Theomars, you want to be able to heal them back up all the way to full, and then Chasun would get another turn, and so, yeah, you kind of work like that. So now, if I doesn't have any resist, I have max accuracy, so it doesn't even matter if he has resist. At this point, this is also an auto. This is not where Kumon shines, in my opinion, okay? He's on a team with two other guys who rely a lot on passives, no attack buffs, and they require armor breaks. And they don't have any passive damage reduction. See, Kumon's best partners, in my opinion, are two other people who do have passes, but they have passes or damage reduction, Camilla and Leica. Okay, a Kumon paired with them, the shield on a Leica, you basically have to 3-hit it. Okay, you have to do 3 hits on the shield to break just the shield, and you have to do 3 more hits on Leica just to try to kill Leica, and there's no unit that can do that in one turn. Okay, so that's a pretty good combo. And then you pair it maybe with, you can even use a Galleon or some other type of unit. You can use just a Bella. You can use it's just soon to provide even more sustain. And that is a lot harder to deal with. A Camilla means you can go a attack Camilla rather than try a hybrid Camilla. A full out YOLO Camilla, but still have basically an extra 12,000 hit points. Okay, so it's pretty effective. Anyway, no, that wasn't my nephew calling that time. It was HEB drugstore. Anyway, I hope you got a few pointers from this session on how to attack. And this is Kolick signing out.